Unfortunately, I was not one of those lucky ones that just knew they wanted to be something. I was an athlete growing up, and so as most athletes might be, you just think about that until you don't. And so after I got hurt, the view of the world changed. And so I really did not know what I was going to be once I wasn't going to be a Major League Baseball player. My father was a Marine, was a lifer with the telephone company, and was very disciplined. He would come home to my mother every payday and hand her a little brown envelope, and it had that amount of money of which she could spend for the next 2 weeks on grocery or clothes or whatever it might be. And if it ran out, it ran out. I love J.A.'s piece that you can't be what you don't see. I did well in high school, but when I went to college, I studied accounting because my father had. And then when I graduated college and started to look for a job, you interviewed with banks, and fortunately I got hired into a management development program. Put my head down and just kept on going. Life's really difficult if you can't manage your money. My passion with JA and what it does in the community around financial literacy is just critical. Having some level of comfort knowing how the world works a little bit, at least on the financial side of things, makes a big difference. There is just a few dedicated efforts to educating young people, K through 5 and then beyond, about what's important in life, understanding, borrowing money, what's the cost of that, or should I use buy now, pay later to get the thing I want right now, but I really can't afford it. The ability to understand that you're making the right decision. Education being a team sport is very true. JA is where they're getting a lot of that. JA is doing its part as a player in that whole team sport effort of bettering our children to survive in the world. It's okay if you don't know what the future holds or what you want to be, but understand that there are certain things, certain skills that will prepare you to be successful in whatever it might be. So, at Truliant, our mission of improving people's financial lives is just perfectly aligned with JA's. And that's why, the folks that are attracted to our culture and our value propositions at Truliant and work for us, are just perfectly aligned and have the same passion for wanting to be out and about, in the communities and helping others.